Hey, good morning. On behalf of Chairman Donald Lovett, who couldn't be with us because of a conflict this morning, I want to welcome you again to our COVID update. As he would tell you, we enjoy doing these for you and bringing you the latest information that we know about the COVID and what's happening in our community and some things that we might be able to do to help you. Um, Without procrastination, at this time, I'd like to ask the Honorable Mayor Alan Brown to come forward to the City of Hinesville.
Thank you, Joey Brown, for that generous introduction. Hey, good morning, everybody out there. Since the beginning of the COVID-19 pandemic, Liberty County now has 3,167 confirmed cases of coronavirus, and that's led to 53 deaths. And gosh, it seems like no time ago we were at about 3, so that's not so great, but it's probably okay compared to around the country. In the last few weeks, our number had begun to trend downward. Hope that continues. That would mean that our community's efforts to follow the CDC guidelines are paying off. With our numbers going down, this trend is directly related to our citizens wearing face coverings and maintaining social distance. While our numbers are going down, we still need to be vigilant as a community. Please continue to do those great things you do, wearing the mask, watching your distance, and washing your hands. If you feel that you need a COVID-19 test, Diversity Health Center is conducting testing by appointment only 3 days a week at their offices located at 303 Fraser Drive. And you can reach out to them by calling 912-255-5575 or 912-432-7408. Phase 1A plus of COVID-19 vaccine administration program continues. This phase allows for vaccinations of first responders and individuals over the age of 65. I'm one of them. I have now had both my shots, and I'd like to say I had little or no reaction. My wife felt a little puny for a day or two, but other than that, she was fine. Our first responders are included, including members of the Hinesville Fire and Police Department. They began receiving vaccinations last month. And beginning on Monday, March 8th, the next phase of COVID-19 vaccination administration program will open, allowing educators, schools, and school staff to be vaccinated, along with adults with intellectual and developmental disabilities and their caregivers. Parents of children with complex medical conditions are also included. This is an expansion of the vaccination program, allowing more individuals to be vaccinated. That's the plan. The Georgia Department of Health continues to work with grocery stores, doctors' offices, and others to bring more vaccinations online, more locations. They will also be coordinating with our local school district to roll out the expanded vaccination program, which allows for the vaccination of administrators, staff, and teachers. If you're eligible, you would like to schedule a COVID-19 vaccination, please visit covid19.gachd.org to see a list of local vaccine providers. The latest public health emergency ordered by Governor Brian Kemp is set to expire now on April 6th. He's extended it about a month, I think. And all state and local emergency orders can be found at our website. If you can view them, or you can view them on the governor's website at gov.georgia.gov. In closing, I'll remind you again for now to continue practicing the 3 W's: wear your mask, wash your hands, and watch your distance. And we've all worked hard together to do well in our community. Keep it up. Thank you very much.
Good morning. Good morning to the citizens of Walthallville, Georgia. Mayor Brown, Mr. Kenny Howard, Mr. Joey Brown, good morning, Team Liberty. There's nothing new to add or take away from what Mayor Brown just said. We must continue on to wash our hands, wear our masks, and watch our distance. The city of Walthallville, thank you very much, and let us stay mindful of each other. The city of Walthallville City Hall is still closed at this moment, but we are there by phone, and we're there in our drive-through. Again, thank you so very much, and have a great day. And I will yield now to the City Manager of Hinesville, Georgia, Mr. Kenny Howard.
Thank you. Mayor Baker. Just want to reiterate what Mayor Brown has said. Really, the numbers are looking a lot better here in the city of Hinesville in Liberty County. We are very appreciative of our citizens and those who come to visit our city and county in adhering to CDC's guidelines, wearing your mask, watching your distance, and washing your hands. But the numbers are getting better, but we're still not where we need to be. And I want to just focus for a little bit on the city's operations. Currently, the city is still requiring that you wear your mask when you enter into our facilities. We ask that you continue to sanitize your hand at any opportunity that is available. We also are asking those who are in business, and this is one of the most difficult things that me personally and the mayor and council are having to do, and that is to restrict the gathering of individuals through permitting. Permitting is one of the things that we have disallowed over the last several months, and for obvious reasons, we're trying to minimize the gathering of over 50 or more people in one place or event, and that has caused some, I guess, heartaches on some folks so far as their business is concerned. But please know that we are mindful of the fact that it does have an economic impact on you, and we are working diligently and looking at those numbers daily to determine when we can relax some of these restrictions. And as a result, tomorrow at Mayor and Council meeting, I will be bringing them up to speed as to where we are. We will be making some recommendation for some leniency. I don't know how those numbers are going to look tomorrow, but they're looking better. When I say better, that doesn't mean, again, that we're out of the woods. For example, you heard the mayor just a few minutes ago stated that we've basically had 400 cases from 30 days ago. On February the 3rd, we were at 2,700 so far as the cases are concerned. Today, we're roughly 3,100 cases, and that's an increase of roughly over 13 cases per day. We have had over 12 deaths since the beginning of February. And the mayor stated it was only not too long ago that we only had a couple. And so that's 12 fathers, mothers, daughters, and others, family members, loved ones that have gone because of the coronavirus or some effect of the coronavirus. And so we want to just encourage you to work with us, continue to work with us, because you have been very cooperative. We have gone out, and we continue to go out in the community. I still see citizens and those who are visiting our community wearing their mask and adhering to the requirements and guidelines. So we appreciate that. And we ask that you just continue to work with us, and we'll get through this together. And so with that, I'm going to yield to County Commissioner, well, he's not the County Commissioner, County Administrator, Mr. Joey Brown, who's filling in for County Commission Chairman, Mr. Lovett. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Howard. Talk a little bit about the numbers, and they've talked about those, so I'm not going to. I think the only thing that I'll mention is the daily case rate per 100,000, which is an indicator for certain things, is down, which is great. The community transmission index has dropped from 257 to 195. Remember, anything above 100 is still not good, but it wasn't too long ago we were up around 400, so that's really, really good. Testing is still occurring at Diversity, as they mentioned, and through DPH in Brunswick and Glenn County through scheduling. Liberty Regional Medical Center and some independent providers here in the community do offer some rapid tests if you try to contact them. I think that's the only other thing I say about the numbers is obviously as the mission has shifted to vaccinations, the number of tests both are a little harder to get, and are being offered less because of that shift in focus. So while the numbers appear to be trending down, they probably, according to Dr. Davis, are probably a little lower than actually what's out there. And just to echo something Mr. Howard said, it wasn't too long ago that we were at those lower numbers, and it's easy to relax a little bit and say, oh, wow, we're not having, 500 new cases. It's down to 100. That's still significant. It doesn't take but one, as he mentioned. So I agree with him very, very much on that and want to emphasize that again. But shifting to vaccines just a second, as of yesterday, DPH had administered over 8,000 vaccines in Liberty County, which is great. We heard this morning in an update that if they feel like they have reached the majority of the 1A plus group as it currently exists, and you heard the mayor talk about the expansion of that group to educators. I'll mention just one thing about that. There's a educator mass vaccination scheduled for March 13th, where they feel like most of the educators in the county that have indicated they want to take the test will be vaccinated on that day, which is great. And he mentioned that criteria of that group to you, which is not just educators, but it's also folks that work in disability centers and things like that also, and also parents and children with medical complications. If you are in this newly expanded phase, he mentioned going to the DPH website to do that, but you cannot do that and make an appointment before March 8th. So just remember that as you go to that website. And that DPH website is an abundance of information on there. General offices are still the same. I'm glad Mr. Howard addressed the general operations for a second. As things appear to be getting better, we're having more and more calls to reopen recreation facilities and also to reopen commission meetings. Let me address recreation first. It has not changed since last time we talked. You can still use the fields. It just has to be through scheduling. And there are still some COVID limitations right now that are in place. Listen, I don't think that any of us desire to be more restrictive for any longer period of time than we have to. And as we stand in these commission chambers, as a matter of fact, our seating is limited in here. We are all still bound to follow that emergency order by the governor that calls for certain conditions to be in place. The 6-foot distancing requirement, if you're going to put more than 50 people in a room, is going to have to be met. In some situations, like in this room, it can't be met easily and still accomplish the business we need to accomplish. So I know that on our commission meeting last night, we had some comments come in about you need to open these back up to the public. Believe me when I tell you, the commission and administrative staff would love to have these opened up to the public again, where it could free flow. And just as soon as we're able to, pursuant to that order, or when the order expires, we're going to be doing that. But they are right now, the commission meetings are still closed to the public, except for those who have items on the agenda. And you can visit libertycountyga.com, go to the administrative website there, to that link, and see how to get on that agenda and what kind of business sessions and business things we do at our meetings. The court facility is still in a judicial state of emergency until March 9th. That's next week. And so Chief Justice Harold Melton will be addressing that at that time. With that, I just want to pause for a second and see if we've got any questions that have come in, and there are none. And to these fine gentlemen that are behind me, and on behalf of the chairman, again, we want to thank the county, thank the citizens, thank everybody for doing what you're doing, ask you to be diligent. We all love our cities and our county, and your safety is paramount to us. So everything that we do is going to be in that context. So we've got to remember, and he would ask me to do this too, that we've got to do those 6-foot distancing, we've got to wear our mask, and we've got to wash our hands. So we appreciate you joining us, and until next time, Team Liberty is together and is trying to do the best we can to help you in the community.